Hi, welcome to BUAD 151B, or Business Processes. Welcome to your classroom. I've been a little tardy in getting this done. We've had some technical problems, and I apologize. I think this will help some of you who are having some navigation issues in the class. A little tip here: if you don't like looking at a very small screen of your class, if you come over here and you click that little dock navigation block, it takes it off to the side like that, gives you a lot more room. And you look at that, gets rid of all those things so that you have a lot more classroom to work with. And you can always get them by coming over here and clicking on that. I'm viewing this as a student, so it should be as you see it. We've had difficulties with our forums not sending out email. The only forums that actually send out email notifications are the news forum, social forum, and the private thread forum. All the rest of the forums, you have to make sure that you come in and actually click and open up the discussion so that you're able to participate in it. I know you all get just overwhelmed with emails. So I encourage you every day to make sure that you come into your private thread forum, open it up, and see if there's anything there from your teacher, or if you have a question that you are personal nature and you would like to interact with him. And all that's Brent Ferns. Make sure that you do interact with him. I'm just kind of providing technical support. This is Mr. Yost. Your book is Flash Paper ebook. It works very well in Firefox, and it works sort of okay in Explorer, and sometimes it doesn't work at all in Chrome. So my encouragement for you is to use Firefox to work with your course. Won't be any issues about uploading files or doing anything with it, and probably better if you just use Firefox right now. And I can help you if you need, or the help desk can help you get that installed on your personal computer. You may already have it. When you want to open up chapter 1, you just click on it, and then you're able to see the entire chapter. You can actually print it if you want. Not sure that you'd want to do that. It would be kind of pricey to do that, but it gives you the option to be able to do that. I'm going to go back using the breadcrumb trail back to the beginning of the course. Every one of the courses that I put together have checklists where you can actually see the assignments that are due. You can check them off, so as you do them, you'll notice the little bar starts getting you very rewarded, all kinds of green, and when you're done with 100%, now that doesn't mean you've done the items, but it gives you the date that are due so that you can plan out your week. We're going to do a lesson per week, so you need to be able to go to school at least 3 times a week and work on homework. This cannot be done entirely in the evening. You need to discipline yourself and find a place to go to class. Your Getting Started module just was an introduction to the class, the concepts behind the class. Your syllabus is located here. And then the most important thing probably for you is the course requirements and what you're going to be doing, discussions, quizzes, practice exercises, a final exam. Those are the nitty-gritty things. If you ever want to print out a part of that, you can actually print the entire book or print just a chapter, and that allows you to have a paper version, if you will, of your syllabus. Go back over to the Getting Started module. At times it can be a little overwhelming with all the resources that are in there, and that's precisely what they are. You won't have to look at these again unless you need them after you kind of look at all the resources that are there. So don't worry, you're not going to have to see this every single time that you come into the course. One way of navigating is to hit the breadcrumb tail. The other way of navigating clearly is to go to each of the different lessons that you're working with. Each lesson covers about a week's worth of material, and every single one of them look pretty much the same. Let's open up lesson number 1. Every lesson has in it a introduction, okay? It has a questions and concern forum if you have something that you want to talk about with this particular lesson. But be reminded that everybody will see it, and it gives an opportunity for you to ask direct questions to that lesson. Each one of the lessons has an instructions. You can see the objectives of what you're going to do, tells you what to read in your textbook, tells you to view the online lesson presentation, and please do that. It's like the lecture. There's a lot of information that's going to show up on the quiz that you need to know from the presentation, and it becomes very helpful when you're doing the discussions or you're doing the assignments. So make sure that you watch that presentation. Your first assignment was to introduce yourself. and I'll show you what that assignment looks like. The next big assignment is a little more meaty interaction on characteristics of the business environment. And then finally, there's a writing assignment that you will do about the business environment and what you've learned out of Chapter 1 and from the online presentation. And then a quiz just to kind of see what you know and have an opportunity to be tested on that. Each of the different items are indeed inside that lesson. So as you come down, you can open up the discussion question, Lesson 1. It's about introductions. You name yourself, your brief background, your profession if you have one, what do you hope to gain from the course, general questions. You get 30 points for making that presentation. And then when you come back and you respond to 2 other students by the second posted date in your checklist, you get 10 points for each one. And you can see here all these students have made postings and they're participating in an introduction to themselves to the class. Also then, you come back over here and your next big assignment is this discussion question. Same format. You're going to come in, you're going to identify a business issue or an event that's been in the news lately. Whatever you want to write that has something that's relevant to the course, and briefly describe the issue. You're going to post that. That's going to be worth 30 points. And then you're going to come back later and you're going to respond to 2 other students' postings, at least 2 other students. And that you'll get 20 points for that. And as you can see, nobody's participated in it yet because it's not due yet. Due real fast, though, coming up. Let's go back to Lesson 1 again. Then you have a written assignment. That is entirely on your own. You're not doing that with anybody. You access the document, then you need to download it, put that onto your hard drive or your thumb drive or wherever you're storing it. Maybe it's your OneDrive. And then you begin to answer the questions in that handout. You can actually answer them right in that document, save it, and then add it to the submission here and turn it in. And your teacher will be glad to grade that and interact with you and help you learn what you know that you know and help you learn what you don't know. And then finally, each lesson has a quiz. And you come and turn on the quiz, tells you what the objectives are. Note, you can take the quiz as many times as you like, but it's the first attempt that is recorded. And when you're ready, just hit the attempt quiz now. Each lesson is designed exactly the same way. No surprises. You can go into second chapter lesson and you're going to have the same piece of information to look at. You're going to have the instructions, you're going to have the presentation, a discussion question, a written assignment, and a quiz, and a questions and concerns form. You can see here what the checklist looks like, when your due dates for these items are. I hope that this has helped you learn how to navigate in your course and answer some questions. It needed to be done a while back, but here we are. It's done for you, and happy navigating and learning to learn inside your virtual classroom. This is Mr. Yost. If there are any difficulties, I am here on campus. I'm in Norton Hall, room 105. Feel free to stop by, and I'll be glad to help you with anything that you might have with regards to this class.